good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Funtastic Friday here on News Talk 93 FM. I want to say big up to everybody that's got it locked in. Sending apologies out there to those of you on the Instagram Live. We got disconnected. Welcome back, Queen Pat, unbeatable champion, Chevelle. Welcome back, everybody. Check back in as we continue the discussion here inside Funtastic Friday on News Talk 93 FM. Now, the segment is called Talk the Ting with Kim. During this segment, we talk to you about our discussion topics. You are invited to join in. Drop your comments, drop your answers. If you have questions, drop them on the Instagram Live. Let us know what are your views so we can have a dialogue, so we can have a conversation. All right, so our discussion topic for this evening, as Lent is coming up, people. Yes, Wednesday coming. Yeah, that will be Ash Wednesday. All right, so welcome to another edition of Talk the Ting with Kim. Funtastic Friday here on News Talk 93 FM. Today we're diving into an important religious observance that millions around the world participate in. All right, and it's titled Lent. Now, whether you're deeply religious or just curious about the tradition, this segment will help you understand what Lent is and why it's important, and why many people give up something during this time of the year. Plus, I'll be sharing 7 ideas for things you can give up if you're considering participating in Lent this year. All right, so we're going to be looking at what is Lent and why it's important. All right, everybody jumping in on the Instagram Live, check in. You can drop a comment. Let me know that you're on. Let me know that you're with us. And we're about to jump into the discussion segment. If you want to send your messages on WhatsApp, the number is 876-792-3530. I want to say that a big shout out to the Kingston and St. Andrew Youth Team. Large up yourself. Also, those at the Church of God of Prophecy, Division 1, large up yourself. All right? Yeah. Big up to the team out there in the streets. Yeah. They're talking about downtown Kingston, Spoilers, Wyman Street, Beeson Street, you call it Rose Gardens, yeah, large up on itself, Manley Meadows, and Vineyard Town area, large up on itself. All right, so let's jump into our topic, people. What is Lent? Well, Lent is a solemn religious observance in the Christian calendar that lasts for 40 days. Begins on Ash Wednesday and then it ends on Holy Saturday. All right, now that's the day before Easter Sunday. Now it represents the 40 days that Jesus spent fasting in the wilderness while resisting temptation. This period is meant to mirror his time of sacrifice and spiritual testing. So that is really the background of the period of Lent. That's the 40 days and 40 nights Jesus spent in the wilderness. So it's based on the Christian faith. You know, Jamaica, we are a Christian country. We follow the Christian guidelines for the most part. But yeah, we're a Christian-based nation. We have the most churches per square mile in the world. So yeah, that's where it all comes from. So Lent is traditionally observed by Christians, particularly Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and many Protestant denominations. Now, during this time, believers focus on repentance, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. This season serves as a way for Christians to prepare their hearts and minds for Easter. Now, we all understand, when we say Easter, everybody nowadays, they think of Easter bunny, Easter bun. But Easter actually goes around the crucifixion story where, you know, Jesus died on the cross and he rose on the 3rd day. That's really the period of Easter. But, you know, worldly tradition has changed that into celebrating Easter bunny, Easter egg, and Easter bun. Yeah, we love the food as well, but this period is usually recognized as more of a time for meditation and reflection. Yeah? All right. If you're with me, if you agree with me, have you ever given up anything for Lent? Have you ever recognized Lent? Drop your comments in the comment section. If you're watching via YouTube, drop your comments in the comment section below. All right? So, the season serves as a way, as I said, for Christians to prepare their hearts and mind for Easter, which is the most significant celebration in Christianity, as it commemorates Jesus' resurrection and victory over sin and death. As I mentioned before, that's really what the period of Easter is about. It's not necessarily about the bun and cheese and the Easter bun and the Easter egg hunt and the Easter bunny rabbit dressing up and all of that. It's really about reflecting on the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now we look into why Lent is important. All right, so each episode of Funtastic Friday, Talk the Ting with Kim, is here to educate you and to bring some discussion points to the forefront. Now, feel free, as I said, to drop your points, drop your questions, as we educate you along with ourselves. Yeah? Education is the key. So we learn more each day. Anytime you watch Funtastic Friday, you're supposed to learn something new, or you're supposed to learn something that you remembered, you're learning before. Now, why is Lent important? Lent holds a deep spiritual significance for many believers because it's a time of personal renewal and spiritual discipline. Yeah? It provides an opportunity for individuals to step away from the worldly distractions and focus on their relationship with God. So as I mentioned, this is a time of reflection and sacrifice. You have to give up something. You have to break from the world. Something that has your attention more than it should. This is the time to take a break. So the 40-day journey encourages Christians to examine their lives, repent from sin, and make meaningful changes that bring them closer to their faith, closer to God. Yeah? Now, through prayer, acts of service, and fasting, people aim to strengthen their spiritual resilience and grow in humility. Additionally, Lent reminds believers of the ultimate sacrifice Jesus made on the cross, reinforcing the theme of sacrifice, redemption, and grace. So as I tell you people, it's very meaningful in that it is something that you can break free from the addictions that the world will hold. There are several things that take up your time, and you know that you're spending a lot of time, whether it's online on your phone, all these gadgets, they can distract us from what we're really focusing on. All right? So, that is one of the biggest reasons why Lent is important. All right, I see some comments jumping in on the Instagram Live. I want to say big up to, I think that was Fiona. Large up yourself, what's popping? All right, so I'm going to refresh the Instagram Live. Here we go. So Unbeatable says, Lent is important because Lent is a time of preparation and reflection that helps Christians remember Jesus Christ, sacrifice, and death. It's a time to grow closer to God and to practice self-discipline. Unbeatable champion, a copy and paste. Fiona says, hello. Hi, Fiona. Everybody replying to Fiona now. Reply, good night. Yes, welcome. Queen Pat says, the 3 R's of Lent: reflection, repentance, and reconciliation. That's good. Fiona says, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Hopefully you're doing well as well. I like that. Everybody gonna have proper conversation on the Instagram Live tonight. But yeah, Fiona was our guest last week, as we mentioned earlier today. She has her book out. Yeah. Very engaging story of how she made it through despite the odds. Yeah, you can look out for the full interview on our YouTube channel. It's gonna be up this weekend. Fiona says, big up to you as well. I tell you, it might be long, but not forever. Yeah, it might last long, but not forever. Trust me. All right, so we continue to look on Lent, and now we're going to look into the reason why do people give up something for Lent. Now, one of the most common traditions of Lent is fasting or giving up something meaningful. And if you guys understand what fasting is usually giving up food or something, even let's say juice. So fasting in itself is giving up or putting away something that you'd normally have, right? So Lent is all about fasting or giving up something meaningful to you. This practice symbolizes Jesus' sacrifice and encourages self-discipline. Now, the idea is that by giving up something we rely on or that we enjoy, we become more aware of our habits, and then we're able to refocus our priorities and create space for deeper prayer and reflection. Like some of us have things that we need to do, but because of the phone, the games, work, we can't build ourselves. So we need a period such as Lent to help us to break free of this cycle that we're in, which doesn't give us time for spiritual growth. So we need to break that cycle so that we're able to get time, set aside time for spiritual introspection and spiritual growth. All right. Unbeatable Queen Pat laughing up a storm. Lent means a lot to me. Reflect on God. Big up to Miss Fiona. She says, thanks. It will be long, but not forever. All right. So, big up to everybody on Instagram Live. I like the energy. I like the interaction. That's how we do it every Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, while we're looking on the period of Lent and why do people give up things on this during this time of the year? Now, many people choose to give up things that may be seen as distractions, things that they may look at as indulgence or even unhealthy habits. All right, welcome DJ, jump in at this point. Welcome. Now, this act of self-denial is not just about deprivation or depriving yourselves of something, but it's about making a conscious it's about making a conscious decision or a conscious effort to rely more on faith and gratitude rather than the common trends of the world. So everybody doing this trend, you get up, the first thing you touch is your phone. You need to break out of that. Yeah, you need to break away from that. That is a bad habit. Sometimes you're even with somebody in the room with you and you not even say good morning to them. The first thing as you get up, you take up your phone. That is something you need to break free from, people. So if you want to give away something for Lent, let that be one of your steps. Let me not touch my phone for the first 30 minutes of my day. Let me reflect on life and give thanks for life before I take up my phone. Let me try something like that. But anyway, let me get into more why people give up things for Lent. All right. Now, this giving up of something meaningful to you, something that seems to be a distraction for you, it teaches you perseverance, mindfulness, and appreciation for what we often take for granted. Additionally, some choose to replace what they give up with acts of charity. So if you're not able to give up anything or you're not aware of something you want to give up, those persons might choose to give to others. For example, you start working on donation, you start going out there cooking and feeding persons in need, providing support or some sort of shelter for the homeless. People might do these acts of charity. They might spend time in prayer, or doing good deeds to make the period even more meaningful. All right. So as I asked you earlier, what are some of the things that you've given up for Lent? Yeah. Have you ever given up anything for Lent? Have you ever tried it? Was it successful? And let me get some ideas of what you've given up for Lent. After the break at 7:30, I'm going to go through 7 items, suggestions that you might want to try to give up for Lent. But now I want to get some examples that you have out there. All right? Let me hop over to the WhatsApp line, 876-792-3530, and over on our Instagram page at Funtastic93FM. Fiona says, I'm thinking of giving up anything sweet for Lent. Yeah, that's a good one. People usually give up sweets. Specifically, some persons might give up chocolate, candy. But that's definitely a good one. It's good spiritually and for your body. So health-wise, yeah, you need a break from those sweets, especially if you know you have a sweet tooth. Let Lent be the period to give up your sweets. Fiona says, that is true. Social media is addictive. Queen Pat says, very addictive. Of course, I'm telling you, people, it is one of the most drastically changing item that has been entered in our life, the mobile phone. And combined with social media, people are powerless. People are powerless. The first thing they wake up with is their phone. What they went to bed with was their phone. Most of the time, probably the phone's still in their hands when they wake up. Yeah. So, throughout the day, if they put on the phone for a second, they got to look at it in the next minute. Yeah. True. A lot of persons cannot go 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes without looking at their phone. They got to check in on social media. It's addictive. And it's distracting because if you're doing that at your workplace every day, how much work are you going to get done? Yeah? So when we return from the break, we're going to go to the break in about a minute or two. When we return from the break, we're going to look at 7 suggestions of items you can give up for Lent. I see a couple comments coming in there. Some new persons joining the live. Come on, join in. We're talking about the period of Lent. Usually it's a period of sacrifice, a period of giving up items. And we want to know what are some of the items that you've given up for Lent. Let me see if I have it on my list. We're going to go to the break in the next 2 minutes or so. When we return, I'm going to give you 7 items or suggestions of what you could give up for Lent. All right? Beautiful girl Toya, welcome. Queen Pat says meat. You've given up meat before? That's a big one, you know. 40 days without eating any form of meat. So that's gonna be mostly vegetables and what? Rice, potato. Well, vegetable. Meat is a big one. So you're gonna eat what? Fish. You're gonna stick to fish only. Queen Pat, give me a little more information on that one where you say you're giving up meat for Lent. Because that's gonna be tricky. That means no frankfurters, no... Egg would be considered meat, right? Egg is meat? No? How'd that go? I mean, it's probably chicken. What am I talking about? Cow is beef. That's meat. Chicken is the chicken and the egg. So yeah, that's... Oh, Queen Pie says, yes, fish. No problem for her. Okay, that's fine. All right, okay. So, giving up meat. I don't think I can manage that one. I need to try it though. Because I think something like that will make a drastic change in your life. Is dairy on your list? Change my diet to a balanced diet. Now, a balanced diet can be several things. It depends on what you're actually working on and what you're actually trying to focus on. Because you have diet where people are eating things that other people might not eat during their diet. So you gotta be specific, and you gotta look into what type of diet is necessary for you or is good for you. Okay, I think I'm gonna try that meat one soon. I'm not sure if I can try it this year. It's gonna be rough when this is a big piece of that chicken leg thigh breast wing put up on the table. Oh my gosh. That's a big sacrifice. But that's gonna mean a lot to you when you do get through the month. Things that person's giving up straight vegetables. You want to try that? Queen Pat says egg, milk, fish, grains, fruits, and vegetables. Queen Pan, I don't think you should be eating egg if you give up meat, because the chicken bring forth egg and chicken and meat. Think about it. Think about it. Fiona says vegetarian meals. Okay, that's good. That will definitely get you to give up the meat. Beautiful girl Toya says, my son said he's giving up his shyness. That one is gonna be very hard. He has a lot of work to do. To move from shy to bold is a big step. Let him know. But you got to encourage him along the way. Kellyanne says, no need, I'm good with that. What are you good with, Kellyanne? You're gonna be eating your meat, right? Queen Pat laughing up a storm. Giving up what you love. The Chevelle, that's exactly what it means. Giving up what you love. You need to give up what you love. That way it's going to be more meaningful. Yeah? So people, we're looking at what is Lent and why is it important. We're looking at why do people give up something for Lent. It's all about the sacrifice. It's all about breaking free from the unhealthy habits that we might have. It's about setting a standard. It's about setting time to reflect and give thanks. Yeah? And it brings us to the connection that similar to the fasting that Jesus went on before crucifixion. All right, so we're going to go to the break inside Fantastic Friday. When we return, I'm going to give you 7 interesting things you can give up for Lent. And let me know if you are up to the challenge for any one or maybe all 7 of these challenges. All right? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break.